I don't disagree about America's fundamental strength, but what has bothered me is that people have talked about this so-called renaissance of manufacturing as if it's going to save our economy and bring us back to where we were in manufacturing in the 1950s and 60s, and it isn't. So take a look first at what's happening in manufacturing employment. From 2000 until 2009, we lost 6 million manufacturing jobs. And during the so-called revival, we have gotten back about 568,000 jobs, which you can see down here at the bottom. Manufacturing has actually been the slowest recovering of all these major sectors here. In total jobs, the black line, you can see we're about at even. And in things like education, health, professions, and business, we're actually well above where we were 4 years ago. So the revival has been very limited in terms of the number of jobs it's added.
First of all, and secondly, why do you hate America? What's your next chart?
My next chart is going to show you what's happening to pay, which is just as important as jobs. And we've talked about it. So pay for Americans as a whole has been relatively flat, as you can see. Financial services up, education and health up. But look at manufacturing and look at even at autos down at the bottom. Manufacturing pay, and this is adjusting for inflation, down 2.4% during a recovery over these 4 years, and autos down 10% over these 4 years during a recovery.
Quickly to this.
So, Steve, you were critically important to the revival of the automotive industry. You know, the initiatives that the government that you advised to assist in bringing the autos back, aren't they at record highs in terms of production, or pretty close?
So a couple things. First, in order to save the autos, we had to get the auto workers to accept concessions on pay. Lower pay is not the American dream. The American dream is higher pay. Secondly, 2006 to today, those two data points, in the U.S. we are producing about 10 million cars, about the same number in those 2 years. In Mexico, over the same period, 50% more cars produced than in 2006, because the Mexican workers get paid around a fifth of what American workers get paid, and they are just as productive. And you can see that on this last chart, which shows pay here is still about $35 an hour, whereas down in Mexico it's about $6 an hour.
So
and as I said, they are very good.